For a synodal church, seminary formation has to focus on mission and forming missionary disciples of Jesus Christ. Because of the missionary nature of the church and the missionary call of every baptized person. Since every baptized person is an agent of evangelization, we need to journey together towards the goal, that is the mission. To implement this synodal process in the seminary, the formation has to be spirit-oriented, because Holy Spirit is the principal formator, the principal agent of evangelization, and the moving principle behind the synodality. As the apostles and the Holy Spirit collaborated after the Pentecost, the same way, the formee or the student and the Holy Spirit should collaborate for the formation. And also, formators and the formee should have mutual listening and together listening to the Holy Spirit. So in the formation, we should leave a space for the Spirit to act in the life of the formee. It means if there is so much of rigidity, conformity, and excessive control by the formators, genuine formation will not take place. So therefore, there should be sufficient freedom and an atmosphere of trust and confidence among the formee, so that they can grow by listening to the voice of the Spirit. Because today we need a kind of self-responsible, self-disciplined formation rather than conformity to the rules and regulations. And also for implementing or realizing synodality in formation, during the formation, the students have to, or the structure of the seminary have to be outward looking. Should go to the people, so expose the students to the context and the contextual realities, so that they may be able to journey with the people by understanding them, appreciating their goodness. Otherwise, we have a very enclosed way of, secluded way of life in the seminary. Once they get out of the seminary, they find difficult to journey with the people. So during the formation, they must be able to journey with the people by immersing themselves in the contextual realities, living with the people for a period of time, so that they know how to move with the people, understand their problems, struggles, and needs, their aspirations and needs, and they journey together. So this is what required for having formation or synodality in formation, and the role of the formators is to accompany the forming, like Jesus who accompanied the disciples on the way to Emmaus. He was with them, asking questions, listening to them, and staying with them, and resumed his journey. So the same way, we need a kind of mutual sharing, listening, and accompanying the formators so that we can know each other and help the formee to grow towards the goal, that is configuration to Christ, or to have the mind of Christ, and they will be able to live with the people in their ministry with the mind of Christ. Surely the synodality that affects our spiritual life is when we give sufficient freedom. Because once we ask the students to be conformity to the rules or with the rules and regulations, then there is no real motivation. When we implement synodality in formation, it will give sufficient freedom. And they can also share, listen to each other. So that will have a real motivation. If they come and to the chapel to pray, so they will pray because they are self-motivated, rather than imposed from outside. The way the formation that takes place today is more of we demand from the students to follow the timetable, to conform to the rules and regulations, so become a little rigid, so there will be a kind of internal resistance for the spiritual life. But when we have synodality, there will be more openness, more interest in praying, and also they will grow in their relationship with Jesus through their prayer life. In one way, if I say, I don't think it will help in a great way for vocation, but the vocation depends on two aspects. The first is the disposition to listen and respond to God's call by the young people. The second is, it should be a way of attraction today. As Pope Francis says, it is by way of attraction, not by proselytization, that the church grows. The same way, if synodality is implemented in the church, in the communities, there will be more participation by the members, there will be more satisfaction, contentment, joyful way of life. And that joyful life and joyful community will attract the youngsters to join the congregation or in the diocese. So when there is more collaboration among the members of religious, then naturally that will radiate, it will vibrate, and the youngsters will be attracted to join. In that way, synodality may help. Otherwise, I don't think the synodal resolutions are going to help increasing the vocation in the congregation or in the diocese. Definitely, synodality has to be implemented in the formation houses. And to a great extent, if I take the example of Samanvaya, there is a lot of synodal way of planning, thinking, decision making is taking place, because most of the decisions are taken in the family gatherings or with the students by listening to each other. And also, there is synodality in the even evaluation of the students, because we evaluate and we show the report to the students, they ask clarification, and we respond to them, and after making all clarification, then only they sign on the report, evaluation report, and both the rector and the student. So there is a kind of synodality is taking place, and also in the classrooms, in the community life, and in the engaging in the household work in the seminary. So there is a lot of freedom they have, and they use that freedom. So there is a lot of meetings and listening to each other. So definitely, to a certain extent, synodality is being practiced in the seminaries, but may not be in the bigger seminaries. Where there are number is small, it is easy to practice synodality. And definitely, these synodal resolutions that is going to come after the synod in 2023 definitely will have some impact on the formation, and it will be implemented and will be good for the mature growth and healthy way of growing up.